If you have ever begged a model to please return valid JSON, and then written a pile of code to catch the times it did not, this one is for you. You know the drill. You add examples, you add warnings, you add a retry loop, and it still slips up on the one request you cannot afford to lose. There's a cleaner way, and it does not rely on hope at all. Guided decoding, sometimes called constrained or structured decoding, forces the output to match a schema or grammar while the model is still writing, so the result is correct by construction. Let us see how that guarantee actually works, step by step. The trick lives inside the loop that picks each token. Follow one step of generation. At every step, the model produces a score for every possible next token. It's raw preferences over the whole vocabulary. Left alone, it might happily pick a token that breaks your format, and you would not find out until later. Before you sample, a mask sweeps across those scores and rules out everything the format does not allow right now. A compiled grammar or schema knows exactly which tokens are legal at this position, and it silences all the rest so they can never be chosen. Now you sample, but only from the survivors. The model still expresses its preference, still picks the most likely option. Only the choices can find the tokens that keep the output valid. Nothing illegal can slip through. Then the automaton takes a step. It advances its internal state to reflect the token just chosen, recomputes what is legal next, and hands a fresh mask back to the loop. Every position gets its own tailored mask, so the constraints follow the model wherever it goes. Repeat to the end, and the finished text is guaranteed to fit your schema. Line it up against the way most people do this today, and the difference is stark. Prompt and hope is the usual routine. You ask nicely for JSON, parse whatever comes back, and when it does not fit, you retry or bolt on a repair step. It works often enough to feel fine, and fails just often enough to page you at midnight. Guided decoding removes the gamble. By masking the logits every step, invalid output is impossible in the first place. No parse and retry, no repair heuristics, no flaky edge cases that only surface in production. Valid by construction on the very first try, every single time, no matter how the model would have wandered. So the whole thing ticks along on 3 pieces, and it is worth naming each one. A grammar or schema automaton is the rulebook. Your JSON schema, regular expression, or context-free grammar gets compiled into a little state machine that tracks what counts as legal after each token you emit. Logit masking is the enforcement. At each step, the automaton says which tokens are allowed, and everything else is pushed in negative infinity so the sampler cannot touch it. Cheap, and it slots right in normal decoding. Output that cannot be invalid is the payoff. Tool calls that always parse, JSON APIs that never choke, clean extraction with no post-processing. Libraries like Outlines and XGrammar make it easy, though over-constraining can occasionally fight the model's instincts. Okay, let us hold on to the essentials. Guided decoding forces output to match a grammar or schema by masking the next token logits. A compiled automaton tracks what is legal after each token, so the result is valid by construction, with no parsing or retries. Outlines, XGrammar, LaGuidance, and OpenAI structured outputs all implement this idea for tool calls and extraction. Watch the caveat, though, since over-constraining can hurt quality by fighting the model's natural distribution. Curious about the rest of the modern LLM stack? Everything gets the same plain language treatment over at standardy.com.